Hey, my name is Sean. Welcome to Echoes in Eternity Bourbon. Have you ever just started a vacation early? So that's kind of my conundrum today is it's Thursday night. This will come out, first one will come out Friday. But I said, you know what? It feels like a vacation because so many awesome things that are going on. Number one, you guys are amazing. You guys keep me uplifted. I have a blast with you guys every single day. Had a ton of fun at Spillway this last weekend. Next weekend, headed up to the Atlanta area. Going to hit Short Barrel, going to hit ASW, hang out with a couple buddies. This is kind of a weekend trip thing that we started doing. Excited about that. Probably catch some Braves games while we're there. Looking forward to that as well. This weekend, going to go out to eat with a wife and a couple of friends. We're going to go to a restaurant that I'm excited about. It's actually a restaurant that's going to have some of my picks there in the future, at least the Knob Creek picks. So looking forward to that. Maybe have an opportunity to get out to 18th Amendment this weekend. I think that will be awesome right there as well. Haven't had the opportunity to go there in a little bit, so I'd love to get out there and have a stogie and hang out with the amazing people out there. They're always fantastic. But I was like, I'm feeling it. I'm like, this just kind of feels like the beginning of a vacation. Not only that, because I've got two amazing bottles of bourbon in the last 2 days that I'm excited about. So, we've got the Michter's over here, Barrel Strength Rye. Thank you so much, Terrence, on this. Absolutely looking forward to this. And then Jesus, got your bottle right here. This is the Penelope. Now, I'm probably murdering the name of this, but Takaji Cask Finish. I've been looking forward to this as well. Thank you so much for that, Jesus. But what I think I've decided to do to myself today, because you got to have a little fun every once in a while, is I'm going to start off with this Crittenden's Cut Above. This is the toasted pecan that I am looking forward to. Wanted to have a pour of this today, and I figured while I'm down here, I might have a couple other pours of things. So you may see this shirt a couple of times in some other videos, but it's just because, I felt like I wanted to have a nice pour. We've had some bad weather rolling through here, and I've got some trees I'm going to have to cut down on Saturday, so I'm not going to be doing anything to relax and unwind after that, because I want to be on my game because we're going out to dinner that night and stuff like that. So you've got to be good to yourself. You got to understand those things, but wow, I can smell the nose on this thing over here. So looking forward to a great weekend. Also going to be going out to, they haven't said when they're going to drop it at the store yet, but talk to Matt. I'm going to pick up some cases on Friday, get some stickers and stuff on why I'm there. I'm going to sign up some bottles and stuff too. And I'm going to be bringing stuff home to get it out to the Patreons and those that have already sent in stuff for this. Still bottles available. But you got to hit me up quick because Matt's already getting called. When do these drop at your store? But I've already secured 5 cases, and I'm sure there'll be a few more. And I thank you very, very much for that. A lot of that is for the Patreons. I told them, hey, if you're a member at this level by December, you'll either get the whole bottle shipped to you, or if you're at this level, if you want to buy the bottle, I'll handle the shipping. Had some other people reach out that wanted bottles. And thank you very much for that. I absolutely appreciate that. I think it's going to be very nice for our community, and I hope that you guys enjoy it as much as well. I think it'll be a lot of fun. But let me get into this. This one is at Spillway. This is one that I did have to use a lottery number. Now, I didn't get anything super early as far as a lottery number, but I was very happy with everything I got there, and I thought the people were amazing, and I thought the pours were fantastic. The food was great, and just had a great time. But this one right here, so this is a finished, let's see what they got. Finish in cherry cask with toasted pecan staves. Wow, that is a mouthful right there. So this is coming in at 110 proof. This was selected by the Mississippi Sippers. So, they're very well known in that area, and they've done a very good job. For those, the Oloroso cask, sherry cask, absolutely love that. This was the one that was kind of, you had to get in one of those lottery numbers to have an opportunity to buy it. I was fortunate enough to get a bottle. I actually got a pour for a member of the channel, Byron. We had met there when we were talking about some stuff, and I said, "Man, I got." He said, "I'd like to get a pour of that." I said, "I got you." So he got his pour poured. Got to get it to him now. But looking forward to that. But let me dig into this thing. This thing, wow! First off, what beautiful color on this. I don't know how well you can see that, but it's a deep, deep burnt orange, reddish type of color to it with some nice brown hues on there. And I love when you see something that's got this kind of coloring on it. It just makes for fun. Coats the Glen very well. This thing's got some nice notes to this off the bat. So I'm getting those nice red fruits right off the bat. I'm getting that kind of that barrel char toastiness, getting some oak right in there. I'm getting a lot of cherry in this. I'm getting a whole lot of deep, rich, luxurious cherry in this. The legs are just starting to form on this. So I'm expecting a very nice mouthfeel with it. So very good viscosity on there. And I get kind of a refreshing type of thing going on with this as well. Kind of a fresh herbal, kind of a almost a floral type of note that's coming along with this. And this almost has like a little bit of a banana pudding thing going on. So I'm getting some cherry, kind of a custardy banana pudding thing going on, a little bit of a herbal, a little bit of a floral thing going on, getting some of that char, getting some of the oak. So I'm getting a lot of things right off the nose on this. And let's get into this, see what we got. So this thing's got some layers right off the bat. Getting a very nice cherry presence on this. I'm getting some of that toast. I'm getting a little bit of a spice in here too. And kind of like a buttery type of pecan on the very back on this, which is neat. It didn't hit me up front on the palate, but kind of in the finish, I kind of get this nice buttery pecan type of thing going on. So this starts off very sweet at the front of the palate, which I like, but almost as soon as you start moving it to the mid palate and the back of the palate, it spreads out and you just kind of get this creaminess that comes along with it. I'm really kind of digging that. It's kind of like this sweet, kind of vanilla pudding custardy thing that I'm kind of getting on it. And then it follows back up on the finish with a little bit of that fruit, some of that barrel char, some of that oak. And then I kind of get this buttery thing going on, a savory thing going on in the back, that toasted pecan. Wow. And I don't know if you can see how well that's coating that Glen right there, but it is absolutely beautiful. Nice long legs on that thing. And it's kind of got this, and some people take this the wrong way. It's got a little bit of funk on the back that you kind of, some people talk about like an old dusty, but this isn't super old. So this is a 5 year, but it's got this kind of dusty funkiness on the back of this that I'm really really digging on this. And that fruit and that floral is really kind of elevating on the nose right now. I'm getting now kind of a pecan praline type of thing going on. So it's neat how kind of this nose is kind of elevating and changing a little bit as I'm drinking this as well. And at 110 proof, it doesn't drink 110 proof. And I know I say that a lot. And I know I drink a lot of higher proof stuff. It's got some spiciness to it, but it's not a burn you up type of a heavy ethanol type of spice. It's got a very nice finish to it, a medium long finish on it. But there's a lot of neat things going on with this because it changes the profile a little bit every time that I drink it. It's getting a little bit smoother here. I'm pulling up a little bit something different there. So it's exciting. It's one of those bourbons you want to take on a second or a third date. It's not one of those bourbons that's a one date wonder and you're done with it. It's something as you sip on it more and more, you get a little bit more of it. And you're like, what is that? What is that? That's kind of the experience I'm getting with this. So Matt Crittenden there did an amazing job. The Mississippi Sippers did a great job in picking this. The only thing that I can complain about is I couldn't get a second bottle. So, I'm giving away some samples if you happen to watch the right video on that. I'm sure some of my other friends who don't have this opportunity and we trade out a lot of pours, I'm sure that'll be headed some of their direction as well. The only complaint I have is I only have one signed bottle of this. That's the only complaint that I could have. But man, I can't have them all, right? But man, where I had that vanilla custard earlier, and then I had that kind of pecan praline, I'm getting more of a just kind of an intense brown sugar, a toasted brown sugar right now. Man, and I'm telling you, this does get better and better as you sip on it. I swear I just drank a pecan praline right there. So how would I do? How would I rate this bottle? I would buy this bottle again. I would pay over the MSRP I paid on this. I think I paid, I don't know, $80 or so on that. I wasn't good at keeping receipts that day. Probably better that my wife didn't know. Um, but I would pay $150 for this bottle. That's just how much I think about this bottle. Now, is it available to everybody? No. Is it limited quantity? Yes. Does it suck that I don't have an extra bottle or other people probably aren't going to be able to get this? Yes, but man, those that got it, it is a nice rare treat. I expect him to blow up. I honestly do. I think that he's done a great job there. I think that he's put in a lot of hard work that's paying off, and I really kind of expect this distillery to take off. Bruzel's kind of brought this out to the forefront. I got to give him the credit on this because I never heard about him until I saw it on one of his videos. But tasting a couple of his different products, yeah, this man's up for something. He's going to probably run into some of the same issues that maybe even 13th Colony that ran into, is that once people realize how good you are, everyone wants it, and you can't go back and make things older than they are if you haven't already barreled them in time. So I will preach patience on Crittenden's as well. He has an excellent product. Be patient. Let him build up his things in time, because you can't go back in time and say I had an extra 1,000 barrels sitting here, especially when it's as small as the operation that he has. But fantastic pour. Can't wait to get this into some other people's hands. Byron, yours is on the way. I promise you. Uh, I think you're really going to like this. But man, it's Friday. Weekend's almost here. If you happen to be working through Monday through Friday, if you are working Monday through Friday, and this is about this is kind of the close of that week, follow through with some great energy on the way. Bring some great energy, people. Bring great energy to your work, and just help people get through that day. When you clock out at the end of the day, even if it's not on Fridays, even if you're working nights or weekends, when you finally get that off time. I was talking with a friend when we were riding through Mississippi for about 11 hours. We had about 11 hours windshield time on the way there, on the way back. Chris had mentioned, he says, the most important things for him, he was active military for 30 plus years. One of the most important things for him was When you have time to get rest and you have time to get food, get it, because you don't know when the next time's going to be. Fortunately, most of us don't have to live that day to day. When you have that time and it slows down, I hope you find an amazing pour. I hope you have some amazing conversations with people. I hope you have a time for yourself to unwind and relax and do the things that you need to do so you can be successful in your ventures outside of your home life. But your home life is number one priority. Most importantly, all, cheers and God bless. I hope you all have an amazing day. Thank you.